Number 1. Hospitality, the trap of TAROF. Alright, let's kick this off with something utterly bewildering, incredibly charming, and something that will undoubtedly make you chuckle and occasionally sweat, tarof. Now, in a world where we're constantly chasing authentic travel experiences and cultural immersion, Iranian hospitality, or tarof, takes it to an entirely different dimension. It's not just politeness, it's an intricate, beautiful, and sometimes hilarious social dance. Imagine walking into a tiny fragrant spice shop in Kashan, picking up a beautiful bag of saffron, and the vendor with a warm smile says, "Oh, it's nothing for you, it's free." Your brain immediately goes into overdrive. Is this a trick? Am I being filmed? Is this a new scam I haven't read about in my travel safety tips? But here's the kicker, they mean it. Or more accurately, they mean for you to insist on paying. You offer money, they wave their hand dismissively. You insist more, they might even push your hand away. This polite back and forth, often involving phrases like Gabale Shoma Ra Nadar, meaning it's not worthy of you or for you it's free, can go on for what feels like an eternity. It's like a never-ending game of know you first, but with real-world consequences if you don't play along. If you just take it, you've broken the social contract. It's about humility and respect, even if it feels like you're in a polite wrestling match over a tiny cup of tea or a simple purchase. I remember this vividly from my trip. I was in a bustling bakery in Yazd, trying to pay for some fresh Barbary bread. The baker, a man with flour dusting his beard, just kept saying no, it's a gift. I insisted once, twice, then a third time, remembering what my guide had told me. On the third insistence, he finally took the money, his eyes twinkling, and gave me an extra piece of bread with a hearty laugh. It's this deep-seated genuine desire to honor their guest. Hard fact alert, tarof isn't just about refusing payment or accepting gifts, it extends to invitations, offering help, and even compliments. It's so deeply ingrained in the Persian language and culture that it shapes almost every social interaction. It often requires you to decline an offer 2 or 3 times before accepting, just to show respect. This cultural nuance, while initially confusing, truly unlocks the soul of Iran. It impacts everything from how you buy street food to how you interact with a taxi driver. It's not about being dishonest, it's about expressing sincere humility and generosity. So, have you ever been caught in a politeness loop like this in your travels? Maybe in Japan, or even parts of Europe? Tell me where in the comments. Let's compare notes on global hospitality quirks. Number 2. Traffic, the unwritten rules of the road. Alright, buckle up again, because fact number 2 is where the rubber literally meets the road. Iranian traffic is less a system, and more highly evolved, high-energy, real-life ballet of near-misses. Forget everything you learned in driver's ed, every rule from your DMV handbook. Lane markers? Optional, at best. Indicators? A mere suggestion, occasionally deployed. Pedestrian crossings? Merely decorative white lines painted on the asphalt, largely ignored by vehicles. I remember my very first attempt to cross a multi-lane street in downtown Tehran. It felt like I was playing a real-life high-stakes game of Frogger on expert mode. Cars coming from every direction, motorcycles weaving through impossibly tight gaps like a swarm of very determined bees. My heart was genuinely in my throat, pounding like a drum. But here's the absolutely insane part, it works. It's not utter chaos, it's a meticulously choreographed, albeit aggressive, dance. Every driver, every pedestrian, is anticipating the next micro-movement. There's an unspoken understanding of fluid motion. It sounds terrifying, right? And for the first hour, it totally is. But then you start to see the rhythm, the flow, the almost psychic communication between drivers. It's a testament to human adaptability and a collective intuition that borders on telepathy, honestly. There's remarkably little road rage, just a focused, determined, and surprisingly harmonious flow of vehicles and people. Statistic alert, while tourists are rarely driving themselves, the sheer volume and style of driving are notable. According to the latest available data, Iran still faces significant challenges with road safety. The World Health Organization (WHO) has historically indicated that Iran's road traffic fatality rate, though improving, remains higher than global averages in many developed nations, with figures often cited around 20 deaths per 100,000 population in recent years. This is why most smart travelers opt for the incredibly affordable ride-hailing apps like Snap, their version of Uber/Bolt, or traditional taxis. My friend Alex, a seasoned road tripper who's driven through the bustling cities of Cairo, driven the wild highways of India, and navigated the narrow streets of Rome, confessed that Tehran traffic was the only place he completely surrendered and opted for a taxi every single time after his first valiant attempt to drive himself. It's a real-world consequence that this isn't for the faint of heart, but it's an undeniable, fascinating part of the wild Iranian adventure. Have you ever encountered traffic this wild? Tell me where in the comments. Let's swap our most chaotic road stories. Number 3. Tehran Metro Underground Opulence. Okay, after the heart-pounding adrenaline rush of Iranian roads, let's talk about a sanctuary of serenity, a gleaming subterranean world, the Tehran Metro. Fact number 3, and this will absolutely shatter any preconceived notions you had about subway systems. Forget grimy graffiti-ridden tunnels like some we've seen in, well, let's just say other major global cities, cough New York, cough Paris. The Tehran Metro is often cleaner than your average living room, and many stations are genuinely works of art. We're talking intricate tilework, modern lighting, and a sense of calm efficiency that's a stark, almost unbelievable, contrast to the bustling city above. This isn't just a way to get from A to B, it's an experience in itself. It's incredibly efficient, surprisingly expansive, and a total lifesaver in a city as sprawling as Tehran, home to over 8 million people. As of late 2024/early 2025, the Tehran Metro boasts a network of 7 active lines, with more under construction, and over 149 stations, covering vast distances and easing daily commutes. A single ride is ridiculously affordable, often costing around 15,000 Iranian rials, which is roughly 3 to 5 cents USD if you convert it to the free market rate. Yes, you heard that right. It's one of the most affordable metro systems in the world, making it incredibly accessible for everyone. Plus, here's an interesting cultural nuance that you won't find everywhere. There are designated women-only carriages at the front and back of each train. While women can ride in mixed carriages, these provide a comfortable option for those who prefer it. It's where you'll see a truly diverse cross-section of Iranian society, from chic, fashion-forward students discussing the latest trends, to traditional grandmothers, all coexisting in air-conditioned, peaceful harmony. My friend Sarah, who was initially nervous about solo female travel in Iran, found the metro incredibly reassuring. She described it as a quiet, orderly ballet underground, a breath of fresh air. It's like a peaceful, efficient microcosm of the city itself, a gleaming symbol of modern Iranian infrastructure. This kind of public transport infrastructure profoundly impacts daily life by connecting millions affordably and efficiently, reducing traffic congestion, and providing a safe space for commuters. Ready for more surprises that challenge your perception? Don't forget to like this video if you're enjoying these unique insights into Iran. Number 4. Ancient history. History under your feet. Iran practically breathes history. And I mean ancient history, the kind that makes your high school history textbook look like a flimsy pamphlet. We're not talking about a few old buildings here, we're talking about the cradle of civilization, the heart of empires that once stretched from Europe to India. Take Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire, founded by Cyrus the Great in the 6th century BC. This isn't just a ruin, it's the colossal, breathtaking ghost of a glorious empire where kings like Darius and Xerxes once held court. Walking through those monumental gates, seeing the intricate carvings of tributes from nations far and wide, you literally feel the weight of over 2,500 years of history pressing down on you. It's an epic travel destination for any history buff, a tangible link to a civilization that pioneered complex administration and human rights concepts. And it's not just the internationally famous sites. Everywhere you go, you'll stumble upon ancient caravanserais, roadside inns for Silk Road travelers, Zoroastrian fire temples, and forgotten mud brick villages that have stood for centuries. Imagine cities like Yazd, a UNESCO World Heritage Site itself, built almost entirely from adobe, with ingenious wind catchers that have cooled homes for centuries. It's like walking through a living, breathing history book, minus the dusty pages and the incessant droning of your history teacher. Hard fact, Iran boasts an incredible 28 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, placing it among the top countries globally for cultural heritage. In fact, in 2023 to 2024, sites like Persepolis continue to draw massive crowds, with domestic visitor numbers alone often exceeding 20,000 to 30,000 per day during peak seasons like Nowruz, Persian New Year, showcasing its immense popularity and significance. This historical depth isn't just for tourists, it's a source of immense national pride for Iranians, shaping their identity and providing a deep, continuous connection to their past. It's a constant, powerful reminder of how empires rise and fall, and how culture endures through millennia. What historical period fascinates you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Maybe your next trip is to Iran. So you've explored the grand past, felt the echoes of ancient empires, and gained a new appreciation for time. But what about the present, specifically, the digital present? What happens when a country with such a rich, ancient cultural tapestry meets the modern digital age, under a watchful eye? Prepare for a fascinating and often frustrating game of digital hide and seek. Number 5. Internet and apps, the digital hide and seek. Here's where things get uniquely interesting, and for us digital natives, a little challenging. Fact number 5. The internet in Iran is a unique experience, a digital landscape unlike almost anywhere else. When you're looking for digital nomad destinations or just trying to share your incredible travel photos in real time, you quickly realize many popular Western apps and websites are blocked. We're talking about major platforms. WhatsApp might be a no-go for messaging, and good luck trying to scroll through your TikTok feed, post on Facebook, or even access YouTube without a special friend, by which I mean a VPN. According to recent reports, Iran frequently implements internet shutdowns or severe restrictions, especially during sensitive times, making reliable access a constant challenge for both locals and travelers. For instance, in late 2024 and early 2025, there have been documented instances of increased internet restrictions, with VPN demand soaring by over 700% during certain periods of heightened tension, as users desperately seek to bypass state censorship. But here's the genius part, and a huge shout-out to Iranian ingenuity. They are masters of digital circumvention. VPNs are practically a national pastime, widely used, understood, and surprisingly accessible for the savvy traveler. And local apps thrive in this environment. Think Telegram, which is incredibly popular for messaging. Despite being blocked, it's widely accessed via VPNs, and various robust domestic social media platforms. It's a constant, fascinating, and sometimes frustrating game of digital hide-and-seek, and the population is often one step ahead. It has profound real-world consequences, impacting everything from small businesses trying to reach customers to individuals staying connected with loved ones abroad. I remember trying to upload a crucial video segment for my trip to Isfahan, completely forgetting my VPN wasn't activated. My incredible footage of the Nakshi Jahan Square just wouldn't upload. Then my host simply looked at me, chuckled, and said, "Ah, you need the magic key," and promptly shared a VPN recommendation. It's a subtle yet significant part of daily life that demonstrates incredible resilience and resourcefulness in the face of digital barriers. So if your Instagram stories suddenly go dark, you know why, and now you know the workaround. Are you surprised by this unique digital landscape? What are your thoughts on internet freedom while traveling? Let me know in the comments. It's a conversation worth having. You might be thinking, okay, so the internet's a puzzle, and getting around is an adventure, but what about the visual beauty? Surely, in a country with certain conservative leanings, it's all serious business, right? Wrong. Prepare for a splash of color, a flood of light, and a whole lot of pink that will redefine your idea of sacred spaces and what true architectural beauty can be. Number 6. Nasir al-Mulk Mosque, the Pink Mosque Magic. Get ready for a visual feast, an absolute jaw-dropper that will leave you speechless. Fact number 6. The Nasir al-Mulk Mosque in Shiraz isn't just a mosque, it's a living, breathing kaleidoscope of light, a masterpiece of architectural brilliance, earning its nickname the Pink Mosque. This isn't your average, somber place of worship. To truly experience its magic, you have to visit early in the morning, typically between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., when the sun streams through its magnificent stained glass windows, and the light hits just right. What happens next is pure, unadulterated magic. The entire hall, with its intricate Persian carpets, is illuminated with a dazzling array of patterned flecks of light. Vibrant reds, deep blues, emerald greens, and of course, a mesmerizing spectrum of pinks and purples. It's like stepping into a jewel box, or perhaps a fantastical dream. I honestly stood there, mouth agape, for what felt like an eternity, completely mesmerized. Every angle offers a new perspective, a new burst of color and light. It's so stunning, you'll genuinely forget to breathe, lost in the ethereal beauty. Seriously, it's an Instagram-worthy destination beyond compare, but more importantly, it's a profoundly spiritual and artistic experience. This isn't just about superficial beauty, it's about light, devotion, and masterful craftsmanship from the Qajar era, built in the late 19th century. The way light transforms the space is a powerful metaphor for perspective, revelation, and the interplay between the divine and the artistic. You know, photos and videos, even in 4K, don't even begin to do it justice. It's something you have to experience to truly understand. This is why experiential travel and slow travel are so important, to really soak in moments like these. The mosque's popularity has soared in recent years, making it one of Iran's most sought-after attractions. Hard fact, the intricate designs and vibrant colors are not just random. They tell stories through traditional Persian motifs like roses and geometric patterns, combining Islamic and European architectural influences. It's a place that will stay with you long after you leave. Have you ever seen a place that completely changed your perception of beauty and spirituality? Tell me about it in the comments. Let's inspire each other's next trips to truly unique travel destinations. From the ethereal beauty of a mosque flooded with light and color, let's talk about something far more earthy, bustling, and equally vibrant, Iran's legendary bazaars. Prepare your senses, your haggling skills, and probably your wallet, because you're about to step into the original shopping malls, bustling hubs of commerce and culture, centuries in the making. Number 7. Bazaars, the original shopping malls. If you think your local mall is impressive, or you've navigated the markets of Marrakesh, you haven't truly seen a proper Iranian bazaar. Fact number 7. These aren't just markets. They're ancient, sprawling, living labyrinths of commerce, culture, and pure, unadulterated sensory overload. We're talking about places like the Grand Bazaar of Tehran, a literal city within a city, stretching for over 10 kilometers of interconnected corridors, or the historic Tabriz Bazaar, a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site that's been a hub of trade for centuries, predating most modern nations. You'll find everything here: towering mountains of fragrant saffron. Did you know Iran is the world's largest producer, accounting for over 90% of global production? Exotic spices that make your kitchen cabinet look incredibly sad, vibrant textiles, exquisite Persian carpets that are genuinely considered works of art, glittering gold jewelry, and intricate handicrafts like katamkari, wood inlay, and meenakari, enameled copperware. It's a sensory explosion: the intoxicating smells of cardamom and rosewater, the echoing calls of the merchants, the shimmer of silk, the clinking of copperware, and the constant hum of human activity. You will get delightfully lost, you will be encouraged to haggle, it's expected, so embrace it with a smile. And you will emerge with unique treasures you never knew you needed. It's a living, breathing testament to ancient trade routes, enduring craftsmanship, and the resilience of traditional commerce. I remember finding this tiny, intricately painted miniature box in Isfahan, a true piece of katamkari. The old artisan selling it, a man named Reza with incredibly nimble fingers, wouldn't let me leave until I'd had 3 cups of his sweet tea with him, sharing stories of his craft, his family, and how he learned the centuries-old techniques from his grandfather. That's the real magic here: the human connection beyond the transaction, the tangible link to generations of skill. Travel tip: always carry local cash, rials or the informal tomans, which can be confusing, so get familiar with both. Take your time, and allow yourself to get wonderfully lost. These aren't just places for quick grabs. They are historical, cultural, and economic powerhouses, where the pulse of daily Iranian life truly beats. What's the most unique, bustling market you've ever explored? Drop a comment below and share your vibrant market finds. So you've shopped till you dropped, absorbed the vibrant chaos, and probably acquired a lifetime supply of saffron. What's next? Fueling up. And trust me, Iranian food is not just delicious. It's a revelation that will shatter your preconceived notions of kebabs, and make your taste buds sing songs of pure, unadulterated joy. Prepare for a culinary journey that's as rich and diverse as the country itself. Number 8. Food beyond the kebab. Alright foodies, listen up, because fact number 8 is a big one for my fellow gastronomy tourism enthusiasts. Iranian cuisine is a masterclass in flavor, and it's so much more than just kebabs. Though let's be real, their kebabs are absolutely legendary, especially the succulent lamb kubita or the tender juj chicken kebabs, often served with grilled tomatoes and saffron rice. Forget what you think you know about Middle Eastern food. Persian food stands in a league of its own, emphasizing fresh herbs, fruits, and subtle aromatic spices. Get ready for intensely flavorful and comforting stews known as koresh. There's gourmet sabzi, a fragrant herb and kidney bean stew with tender beef or lamb, tangy from dried limes, that's considered a national dish. Then there's the mind-blowing sweet and sour fezenjan, a rich, thick stew made with ground walnuts and pomegranate molasses, often cooked with duck or chicken. And the rice. Oh, the rice. It's an art form in itself, often steamed to fluffy perfection, infused with saffron, barberries, or dill, creating a glorious crispy golden crust at the bottom called tadig, the undisputed champion of any Iranian dinner table. Seriously, if you don't fight over the tadig, you're doing it wrong. Every meal is a symphony of fresh herbs, complex spices, and a perfect balance of savory, sweet, and tangy notes you won't find anywhere else. It's comforting, nuanced, and will make your taste buds sing. I remember a small, unassuming restaurant in Yazd where the owner insisted I try their local ash, a hearty noodle and bean soup. It was simple, yet so incredibly flavorful, served with fresh herbs and warm, homemade sangak bread. This is soul food, deeply connected to family, tradition, and regional variations. Fun fact: while Iranian food has influenced cuisines across Central Asia, the Caucasus, and even parts of India, it's still a relatively undiscovered gem in many Western culinary landscapes. That's changing, with more and more authentic Persian restaurants popping up globally. This rich culinary tradition impacts daily life by being the focal point of family gatherings, celebrations, and simple moments of joy. Prepare for serious culinary addiction. What's your most surprising and delicious food discovery from your travels? Tell me in the comments. Maybe I'll try it on my next trip. You've eaten your weight in deliciousness, your senses are buzzing from the bazaars, and your palate has been utterly transformed. Now, let's talk about how Iranians truly unwind and connect when the sun goes down. It's a world away from clubs and bars, but just as vibrant, just as full of life, and overflowing with genuine warmth and connection. Number 9. Evening gatherings, family and tea culture. This one truly highlights the warm, beating heart of Iranian society. Evening in Iran isn't about hitting the loud, bustling club scene. It's about connecting, deeply and genuinely. This is where the true beauty of their communal spirit shines brightest. Family and friends are everything here, and you'll see people gathering in the beautifully manicured public parks, sipping endless cups of strong sweet tea in traditional chai khanas, tea houses, and enjoying lively conversations and shared laughter well into the night. It's a vibrant, communal, and incredibly welcoming atmosphere where connection and conversation are king. Forget your phone, or at least, put it away for a bit. Here it's all about real-life interactions and the timeless ritual of a good cup of tea. It's incredibly common for families to pack elaborate picnics and spend hours in public parks, sharing food, telling stories, and simply being together. I experienced this firsthand in a park in Shiraz, near the tomb of Hafez. A family, seeing me alone, simply waved me over with warm smiles, insisted I join them, and within minutes, I was sharing their watermelon, homemade cookies, and hearing stories about their day, their dreams, and their incredible city. There was no awkwardness, just pure, unadulterated hospitality and genuine curiosity. Cultural insight, tea or chai, is absolutely central to Iranian social life. It's offered everywhere, in homes, shops, and even in formal street-side stalls. It's not just a beverage, it's a symbol of warmth, welcome, and the glue that binds social interactions. While coffee culture is growing, especially among younger generations in urban centers, with specialty coffee imports reaching significant levels, like 49,000 tons valued at $148 million between March 2023 and March 2024, traditional tea remains the bedrock of social gatherings. This emphasis on community and face-to-face interaction has profound real-world consequences, fostering incredibly strong social bonds and resilience in society. It's a beautiful, refreshing contrast to many Western societies where digital interactions sometimes overshadow real ones. What does community look like in your travels? Share your stories of unexpected connections below. From the warmth of human connection and the soothing ritual of tea, let's shift gears to the literal warmth, or rather, the extreme temperatures and incredibly diverse landscapes that will genuinely make you question if you're still in the same country. Get ready to be amazed by Mother Nature's sheer, jaw-dropping variety. Number 10. Climate and diversity, snow to desert in hours. Here's where Iran truly flexes its geographical muscles and will blow your mind with its sheer natural beauty. You can literally go from skiing in snow-capped mountains to exploring a scorching desert within a few hours. Fact number 10. Iran boasts incredible, almost unbelievable climate diversity, making it a dream for adventure travelers and nature enthusiasts. While predominantly arid and semi-arid, it's home to some of the world's most extreme environments, all within relatively close proximity. Take the majestic Alborz Mountains north of Tehran, where popular ski resorts like Dizan and Shemshak attract winter sports enthusiasts. You can hit the slopes in the morning. Then just a few hours drive south, you plunge into the vast, otherworldly landscapes of the Lut Desert, Dashti Lut, one of the hottest places on Earth, with recorded ground temperatures soaring past 159.8 degrees Fahrenheit 71 degrees Celsius, as documented by NASA. This is where you find incredible chalets, massive natural sand castles carved by the wind. And that's not all. Head north to the Caspian Sea coast, and you'll find a completely different world. Lush, green forests, high humidity, and abundant rainfall that feels straight out of a European postcard. It's a complete geographical paradox, a microcosm of the planet's diverse climates. Geographic hard fact: Iran's average annual rainfall is around 240 millimeters, but the Caspian region, in stark contrast, can receive over 1,800 millimeters annually, showcasing the extreme variation. This incredible diversity profoundly impacts everything from agriculture to local lifestyles and offers an unparalleled range of outdoor activities. It means your packing list for an Iran trip needs to cover every season, because you might just experience them all in one go. Imagine hiking through ancient valleys in the morning and seeing endless sand dunes stretching to the horizon by afternoon. It's a traveler's dream for those seeking diverse travel experiences and unique natural wonders. This unparalleled natural variety deeply impacts how communities live and interact with their environment, creating a rich tapestry of regional cultures. What's the most extreme climate change you've ever experienced on a single trip? Let me know. So, the land is incredibly diverse, offering everything Mother Nature can throw at you. But what about the people who call this remarkable place home, especially the women? Prepare to have your perceptions of Iranian women completely redefined, shattered, and ultimately, uplifted by their incredible strength, style and spirit. Number 11. Modern women, beyond the veil. This is absolutely crucial for truly understanding contemporary Iran and challenging pervasive global stereotypes. Iranian women are a powerful, dynamic force of nature, redefining what it means to be modern in a traditional society. Forget the often sensationalized headlines or singular images you might see. While the hijab is legally mandatory, the way it's worn often showcases incredible style, individuality, and even subtle expressions of personal freedom. You'll see headscarves worn loosely, often brightly colored, paired with the latest fashions from Tehran to Paris. It's a statement of identity, not just a covering. You'll encounter women who are highly educated. Did you know that women actually make up a majority of university students in many fields in Iran, often exceeding 50% of enrollment at the university level, particularly in science and engineering? They are fiercely independent and incredibly active in every facet of society. From brilliant doctors and innovative engineers to celebrated artists, successful entrepreneurs, and dedicated athletes, they are pushing boundaries, driving change, and shaping the future of their country. I met a young tech entrepreneur in Tehran, a woman named Layla, who was building an incredibly sophisticated AI-powered e-commerce platform despite all the internet restrictions. Her resilience, innovative spirit, and sheer determination were absolutely awe-inspiring. Current update: while challenges and ongoing debates around women's rights certainly exist, Iranian women continue to achieve remarkable milestones in various fields, often leading the charge in social progress within their communities and contributing significantly to the nation's economy and intellectual life. Their strength and vibrant individuality are truly inspiring and are an essential aspect of the Iranian identity. This fact alone profoundly impacts how you view the country and its future, moving beyond simplistic narratives. If this revelation surprises you and makes you reconsider your perceptions, please hit that like button and tell me what stereotypes you've personally seen debunked on your travels to other fascinating destinations. Now that we've glimpsed the modern spirit, the resilience, and the incredible achievements of Iranian women, let's talk about something incredibly ancient that still holds profound, almost sacred significance today, something that flows through the veins of every Iranian, permeating their daily lives and shaping their very being: the enduring, beautiful power of poetry. Number 12. Poetry, a nation of poets. This one will warm your soul and elevate your mind. Iran isn't just a country, it's a living, breathing poem. Seriously. Poetry here isn't some dusty, academic pursuit reserved for scholars in university halls. It is deeply, fundamentally woven into the national identity, permeating everything from everyday conversations and common idioms to major life events like weddings and funerals. Figures like Hafez and Rumi aren't just historical poets. They are absolute rock stars, revered almost like spiritual guides. Their collected works, like Hafez's Divan, are found in virtually every Iranian household, often consulted for guidance, inspiration, or simply for the sheer beauty and wisdom of the verses. You'll find their tombs, like the serene and bustling garden tomb of Hafez in Shiraz, are not grim monuments but vibrant places of pilgrimage, filled with quiet contemplation, deep respect, and often, public recitation. It's common for people to sit by Hafez's tomb, opening his divan at random, seeking a fal, a poetic fortune or advice for their lives. This deep, personal connection to poetry has a profound impact, providing comfort, wisdom, and a sense of continuity across generations. It's a beautiful reminder that even in a world obsessed with fleeting trends and fast-paced digital content, the timeless power of words and the profound beauty of human expression endure, finding a permanent home in the Iranian heart. Did you know? Rumi, arguably the most famous Persian poet globally, whose works are often translated and recited worldwide, actually wrote his most famous mystical works in Persian. His influence has transcended linguistic and cultural boundaries, making him one of the best-selling poets in the US and a beloved figure in spiritual communities. This rich literary tradition is a constant, vibrant thread through Iranian history and present-day life. It impacts their worldview, their language, their very way of being, fostering introspection and a deep appreciation for beauty and metaphor. This collective love for poetry impacts daily life by providing a shared cultural language, a source of solace, and a way to connect with deeper human truths. What role does art and literature play in your daily life? Share your thoughts below. Let's discuss the power of stories and verses. From the soulful verses of poetry and the deep reverence for literature, let's pivot to something that might seem counterintuitive in a country often associated with a certain political austerity: a surprisingly vibrant, cutting-edge contemporary art scene that's bubbling with creativity, often just beneath the surface, challenging perceptions and captivating audiences globally. Number 13. Art scene underground creativity. You might not expect it, but here's fact 13, and it's a powerful testament to human resilience, ingenuity, and boundless creativity. Iran has a thriving, incredibly vibrant, and often fiercely independent art scene. Beyond the breathtaking traditional Persian miniatures, the exquisite calligraphy, and the ancient crafts that wow you in the bazaars, there's a powerful contemporary art movement flourishing in cities like Tehran, Isfahan, and Shiraz. You'll find cutting-edge modern art galleries showcasing incredible painters, sculptors, and multimedia artists who are pushing boundaries and engaging with complex social themes. There's a burgeoning street art scene, often subtly commenting on societal norms and global issues, adding layers of meaning to urban landscapes. And let's not forget the independent film industry, which has gained immense international acclaim, winning prestigious awards at major festivals like Cannes and the Oscars. Directors like Asghar Farhadi, director of A Separation and The Salesman, are global cinematic giants. Despite various challenges and restrictions, Iranian artists are incredibly resourceful and innovative, using their creativity to explore complex themes, express powerful emotions, and connect with a global audience. I once stumbled upon a tiny hidden gallery in Tehran showcasing abstract art that was as provocative, thought-provoking, and beautiful as anything I've seen in galleries in New York, London, or Berlin. It was a powerful reminder that art always finds a way, even in the most unexpected places. Real-world consequence. Many Iranian artists face significant challenges in showcasing their work internationally due to sanctions and travel restrictions, yet they persevere, often finding creative solutions to share their voice and vision. This vibrant artistic spirit impacts daily life by providing crucial avenues for expression, social commentary, and a powerful sense of shared cultural identity and innovation. It truly shatters the one-dimensional narratives you might encounter. Update: in 2024, Iranian cinema continues to be recognized globally, demonstrating its enduring impact on world culture. What's the most surprising art scene you've ever discovered while traveling? Let us know in the comments. Let's celebrate global creativity. So you're completely captivated by the art, the history, the food, the people. You're thinking, okay, I need to experience this for myself. But what about actually getting there? Let's talk about the visa process, which for many can be surprisingly easy, but with a few crucial quirks you absolutely must know before you book your ticket. Number 14. Visa on arrival. The surprising ease, with caveats. Okay, time for a practical fact that might actually blow your mind if you're seriously considering this bucket list destination for your next international adventure. For many nationalities, getting a tourist visa for Iran can be surprisingly straightforward, even on arrival at major international airports. That's right, a visa on arrival (VOA) is a real thing, and it has been a significant move by the Iranian government to boost Iran tourism and open up to the world. Their goal? To significantly increase foreign visitors, with ambitious targets aiming for 15 million tourists within the next 4 years, a considerable jump from the 7.4 million visitors hosted between March 2024 and March 2025. But, and this is a crucial but that directly impacts my viewers from certain countries, if you are a citizen of the United States, the United Kingdom or Canada, you cannot get a visa on arrival. You must apply for your visa in advance through an Iranian interest section, often via the Pakistani embassy in Washington, D.C. for U.S. citizens, and you will be required to have an authorized guide for your entire trip. This is a non-negotiable real-world consequence that impacts planning for these specific nationalities. For other nationalities who are eligible for a VOA, it still comes with specific requirements. You'll need a valid passport, with at least 6 months validity beyond your planned stay, a confirmed hotel booking for at least your first night, and crucially, travel insurance that explicitly states it covers Iran. Do not wing the insurance, folks. It's a common reason for VOA rejection. My friend Liam from Australia got his VOA in literally 15 minutes at Tehran Imam Khomeini Airport last year, but he had every single document perfectly prepared, neatly organized, and ready to go. The real-world consequence? For many, it's far less daunting than you might imagine. For those from the US, UK, or Canada, it requires more meticulous planning and reliance on reputable tour operators, but it's absolutely doable and worth the effort. This is a country actively working to welcome the world, often going against common perceptions. If you're a first-time international traveler or someone looking for adventure travel tips, knowing these visa details is absolutely key for a smooth trip. Have you ever been surprised by a country's visa process, either how easy or how difficult it was? Tell us your stories. And finally, after all these incredible contrasts, the ancient, the modern, the challenging, the heartwarming, the culinary delights, the artistic expressions, and the practicalities of entry, what's the one overarching feeling that consistently surprises every single traveler in Iran, leaving an indelible, beautiful mark on their soul? This is the one you absolutely need to hear, because it's the heart of the Iranian experience. Number 15. The people unexpected warmth. The grand finale, the most insane, mind-blowing fact of all, and honestly, the one that sticks with you the longest, leaving you fundamentally changed after your journey. The overwhelming, unexpected, and truly humbling warmth and generosity of the Iranian people. Fact number 15. Forget the headlines, forget the political noise, forget any preconceived notions you might have absorbed from afar. The vast majority of Iranians are incredibly kind, genuinely curious about foreigners, and absolutely thrilled to meet visitors. You'll be invited for tea in homes you just walked past, asked to pose for countless selfies. They love selfies with tourists, seeing you as a welcome guest. Offer directions and help even when you don't ask, and treated with such open-hearted generosity, it'll make you question every single negative stereotype you thought you knew. Their hospitality isn't just a cultural norm, it's a profound way of life, an ingrained part of their identity, and it's truly humbling. I remember getting wonderfully lost in a maze-like alley in Yazd's old city. Within minutes, 3 different people stopped to help me, one even walking me directly to my destination, refusing any thanks beyond a simple smile and a firm handshake. That's the real-world consequence of this incredible hospitality. It builds bridges, shatters preconceptions, and creates unforgettable memories that transcend language barriers and cultural differences. In a world often divided by political rhetoric and misunderstandings, experiencing this level of genuine human connection is a powerful, tangible reminder of our shared humanity. This is what transformative travel is truly all about, not just seeing sights, but truly connecting with people. It's the ultimate antidote to media narratives and a testament to the resilience and warmth of a nation. If this video moved you, if it sparked even a flicker of curiosity, please smash that like button right now and share it with someone who desperately needs to see the real Iran, beyond the headlines. So there you have it, fellow global explorers. 15 insane facts about a country that defies expectations, challenges perceptions, and embraces contrasts like nowhere else on Earth. Iran isn't just a place to visit, it's an experience that will rewrite your internal map of the world. It's ancient, it's modern, it's complex, it's beautiful, and it's undeniably captivating. For those of you who followed our journeys to the bustling streets of India, the desert landscapes of Jordan, or the vibrant markets of Morocco, Iran presents an entirely new layer of wonder, human connection, and profound cultural immersion. It reminds us that every country has a story far richer, far more nuanced than what the headlines portray. But wait, you didn't think we'd end our adventures here, did you? Next time, we're diving headfirst into another corner of the world that's equally misunderstood but incredibly vibrant, challenging even more of your preconceived notions. I promise you, it's going to be an adventure that will surprise, delight, and maybe even make you rethink your entire travel bucket list. You won't want to miss it. If this video opened your eyes and sparked your wanderlust, please smash that like button. Seriously, hit it right now, it genuinely helps us reach more curious minds like yours. What surprised you the most about Iran? What are your thoughts on visiting destinations with complex geopolitical situations, but incredibly welcoming people? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your perspectives, your questions, your experiences. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you're ready to explore more hidden gems, unravel more unexpected truths about our incredible world, and join our tribe of global adventurers, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next unforgettable journey. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep being gloriously, wonderfully curious. Yallah. See you on the next one.